Oh my god, if this is true. She's so dishonest. Look at these messages. God, she's so dishonest.
Of course, she would retell the story quite differently to anyone who would listen.
Oh, what a oh my god. The fact that she presented stuff in such a dishonest way. Jesus Christ. This is Illuminaughtii on a fake account. Right, we've got one more video to watch. Now, I'll warn you ahead of time, it's about the Illuminaughtii drama again. But I think it could be interesting because I think it centers around an allegation that some guy called The Click, who's a YouTuber, didn't remove a pedophile from his server. So I guess that's going to be interesting. And honestly, the serfs have been on this massive, like, pro-Illuminaughtii media campaign. They released a new video saying their response video was great. I'll be honest, there's a couple of points where I'm like, okay, you know, there's a reasonable kind of perspective here on the Illuminaughtii stuff. But most of it just seemed like I'm the hero, everyone else is an idiot. This person was a fuck up or whatever. So straight away, I trust this guy. Got a lot of faith in what this guy's about to say. For obvious reasons. Because I think we've got the same headphones, of course. No other reason.
Should I do the classic, like, YouTube addressal thing? Like, then I turn on the camera. No, okay, let's skip that. Well, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lassos. Welcome to The Click. You smell amazing today. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Excuse the mess.
Yes, I'll stream the coronation.
My PC for streaming. I very much need to upgrade. I realize some of the PCs I have in it are like 8 years old. So, yeah, time
Monday,
flies,
right?
doesn't it? So I wasn't really planning on recording anything for a couple of days, but a situation came up that I couldn't really ignore,
Saturday.
and I think it's time I talked about it. So this video is going to be a bit more scripted than usual, hence, while I'm reading here, yes, I can read, to stay on topic and be as concise as possible. My intention is that this is the last address of this situation. I've gone back and forth about how I wanted to make this video, and I think it's been a long time coming. I don't feel great about bringing drama to my main channel, as I know that's not what people are here for. For a little bit of context, I made a thread a few days ago outlining in rough detail why I left the old Sad Milk collaboration channel, partially to clarify that I wasn't associating with Illuminaughtii anymore in more recent events and my reasoning for that. She kept getting into trouble and people kept asking me about it and kind of roping me into it. This blew up way more than what I intended and also made some other people come forward with their own stories, both in private and in public. The old Sad Milk members, old editors, ex-staff, you name it. And this whole thing blew up way more than I ever intended it to. Commentary channels picking it up, making stories, viral videos. It was interesting to see, for sure. A response video was made by her, which, among other things, dove into some pretty gnarly accusations about myself and presented a very dark picture about my morals, my Discord, and how I run things in my community. I wrote out a few different scripts for this video, some of them very long and extensive, but after some reflection I realized I don't want to drag this out. I'm not a drama channel and I don't work with hit pieces. My main grievance with—
What is this guy's content anyway? He's got 1 million subs. Fuck me. He's like a commentary guy. The most toxic workplaces. TikTok trends are concerning. Facepalm transphobes always know. Well, he's woke for starters. I mean, to be honest with you, he's got a point there, right? You get these gender critical people and stuff like that like we always know. And then you look at it and it's like what is it? Harry Potter's wife. Daniel Radcliffe's wife was pregnant and they were saying she was trans or something. I don't fucking know. Also, there was a really funny thing I saw where there's this dating app called Her. There's a dating app called Her, okay? And it seems kind of cringe. They're like, we welcome all trans people, even trans people, and it's for lesbians. And it's like, we welcome any trans person, even masculine presenting people. But I saw this one thread and they were like, and someone was like, oh, look at this woman on the app. And it was like another person, another gender critical guy that had created a fake app. And then they were like, oh, hang on a minute. What about this one? And that was another gender. So basically these dudes who like, you know, aren't big on the trans stuff are creating fake trans dating apps and are just like, I don't know, pretending to be trans or something. I don't know. It's weird. Pick Me Girls have lost it. Twitter got Riz. Yeah, this just seems like kind of commentary stuff, I guess. I don't know. What is this?
Ah, what a good day to be out bird watching in my studio. Wait a
Where's
second.
the trans
What
bit?
is that? Wow, what
Didn't he put a wig on at one point? Oh, is he doing the Reddit reading thing? He's doing the Reddit reading thing. Okay, I get it now. Okay, anyway, not a drama channel. Sure, I accept that.
With Illuminaughtii wasn't necessarily the behavior that made me leave. It's in the past, and she lost many friends over it. I think I can let that speak for itself. My main grievance was her insistence to create new rumors and slander about myself, One Topic, and others after we left, and how she wouldn't leave us alone. This was super hard to address in any capacity, as she rarely made the accusations directly, always talking through someone else's mouth or hyping up some young impressionable fan or associate to the point they would try to expose me, or simply vague posting on Twitter with very suggestible timings. I will reference all of this later on in the video. Very easy for me and my colleagues to tell where all this was coming from, but really hard to actually prove to an outside audience, therefore almost impossible to defend yourself against. The talking points she tried so hard to sneakily spread for the longest time are actually the exact same talking points she brought up in her video. And I was also sent evidence of this by an ex-staff of hers that reached out to me during all this. So even though it was not my intention, my thread that ultimately led to her video pretty much baited out the fact that she was the one behind these claims and ideas all along. I also have full receipts for everything later on in the video. So I'm going to address her most grievous allegations factually and concisely, with full receipts, context, and any additional information that might be needed. Finally, after 2.5 years, I get to set the record straight. Number 1, the Discord situation.
Here we
Content
go.
warning, mention of predatory behavior and adult topics. The situation brought up mentions a pedo joining my Discord. It is said that neither I nor my team took action against this predatory person and actively chose to do nothing to resolve the situation. Basically just letting them run amok. Click did not address it or wasn't fast enough, etc. Here are the DMs of said creep. Full username, etc. that she has already showed in her video. Now, the first detail that was conveniently left out of the accusations is that I was asleep. In my time zone, this occurred around 2 a.m., and within the span of me sleeping, this random creep in question had already gotten banned. I took the liberty to dig through the old
No way, he was asleep! That's mental. Oh my god, if this is true, Illuminaughtii is super dishonest because he was acting like this guy was just totally cool with it all.
Logs on my server, and here it is. He was banned at 2:14 a.m. my time zone. She brought One Topic into a chat room, as she shown in her video and her accusations. However, her statement in these DMs about click knowing is very odd, as I would have been very unconscious when the ban was happening. She might be referring to me knowing by the time I woke up, but the fact remains I wasn't there, nor did I endorse this random creep. Hey, I don't mean to bother you, but can we talk soon when you're free? I'm in a bit of a conundrum and I don't know what to do. Yeah, what's going down? Can I call? GF is getting ready for work. How sensitive is the topic? Very. It involves the P word. What is going on? In click server and click knowing. 19-year-old and 12-year-old combo public server, blah blah blah, did nothing, and this was on the heels of Click's admin sending naughty stuff. And One Topic says, hang on, I'll walk over to my mic. Okay, ready? Thank you, always. But, as stated, a ban was already issued before I even woke up, about 14 hours before Blair brought this up with OT, if her timestamps are correct. So this was actually not a ban I was even personally involved with. It's also important to note that this is, sadly, the norm. Our server alone has 44,000 members, and almost...
Based on what she was saying, I'd heard about this point, but based on what she's saying, I thought he had like a fucking 1,000 or 500 member Discord or some shitty Discord with no one in. But if you've got nearly 45,000 members, yeah, that's pretty tricky to expect the person that has overall the top person to have control over it or something, to this level, especially if he was asleep as well. That's approaching 100,000 members, true. If we're going by the online age calculation math that people do. Why didn't she mention this? Or at least say, in fairness to him, he's got a big server, or he could have been asleep, or anything. You got one of all the weirdos.
3,000 bans. It is a well-known fact that Discord has real problems when it comes to exploitative individuals and communities using their platform. We as creators do our best to clean this up as well as the platform teams. Neither I nor my team condone this sort of exploitative behavior and do our best to address it when it comes to attention. This isn't a clicks Discord issue, it's a Discord issue. By the time I woke up, the staff spaces were in chaos. I assume she had asked her crossover staff to leave my server after the two teams clashed, fighting, tossing around odd allegations, and blame. Keep in mind, the creep that joined the VC was already banned for many hours. And this is what I saw when I woke up in the morning. Tons of messages in staff chats, arguments, white names from people leaving. I tried to get an explanation to what had happened, and it took me a good few hours to dig through everything, talk to people, try to de-escalate, and evaluate who had done wrong, and so on. The situation recap wasn't exactly presented to me on a silver platter. In the allegations against me, it is claimed that I didn't react or respond to the situation. Number 1, being at sleep at 2 a.m. detail was completely left out. 2, the fact that he was actually banned before this whole thing was left out. And 3, a receipt of Illuminaughtii reaching out to me to get me to respond wasn't shown in her video or allegations. And the reason for this is that it doesn't exist. The person who reached out to resolve this was actually myself. And here are the DMs where I did so. Probably worth going to you too, as this thing seems to be blowing up. What have you seen of the recent events on the server? If we got time, I think a quick VC would be good, because this is going on the warpath, it seems. Warpath referring to the teams arguing and fighting, not actually the ban itself. As I said, that had been issued 16 hours before this conversation took place. One sec, I'm on a call with OT, can I bring him in too? Sure, no problem. Here is a zip file, which is all the images that she showed in her video of the DMs with the creep, etc, etc.
She's so dishonest! Look at these messages! I'm proud of you. She's so full of shit, it's unbelievable. God, no wonder. Oh, fuck, what did I say when I covered this? I said, because I remember when I covered this bit, I was a bit like, well, he got banned, so like, what's the problem? Like, what was the actual issue here? But obviously didn't understand any of this extra context. But I did say, like, I don't think Illuminaughtii is like a trustworthy person based on my viewpoint on this. And yeah, it turns out, yeah, you can't really trust anything Illuminaughtii says. Well, I think Lance has got a vested interest in hardcore defending her because he does this show with her. So obviously he's doing this like kind of PR campaign on her behalf.
By the way, gonna talk to my admins in 15, that's when this person is back and can VC. Okay, I'm writing in the group DM right now. I will let you guys know when all...
Okay. It's just crazy to me that, like, why is Lance defending her so hard? I think I know why, but like, it's funny because I feel like with the legal thing, he jumped in to like defend her and got it wrong. And then he's released another video where he's like, I've not watched it in fairness, but it seems to me, based on what I can see, that he's defending her again. And then this came out and it shows that some of the points she made was wrong. But yeah, literally every single commentary person has been like, yeah, this person's a liar, you can't trust them. And like, if every commentary person is saying that, yeah, you can be pretty assured that the person probably isn't like a completely honest, upfront person. Anyway, ad's done. Can I continue? Can I continue so I can fucking, finish this?
Actions have been carried out. I am proud of you. It sounds from this chat, starting from the time I was caught up on the night's events to the time after our voice call, that it worked out quite well. Of course, important to know that this conversation was also an outreach to resolve the Discord Teams issue, not about the ban itself. To further clarify, the ban had been issued 16 hours before this conversation and before I ever woke up. And yes, it was later brought to my attention that there were a couple of mods who failed to act initially. This was evaluated by me and the team to take proper action. It's important to keep in mind that these people aren't trained law enforcement, but community volunteers. Myself and the admin team I work closely with do our best to resolve any situations that occur in the Discord. Also important to know that this screenshot from the group call that she brought up is simply OT not wanting some random creep statements in his work drive. It's not that he was so torn up about my disgusting Discord as is insinuated in the video for some reason. Not wanting some random... Also important to know that this screenshot from the group call that she brought up is simply OT not wanting some random creep statements in his work drive.
Oh, because yeah, when it was presented, this came across as this person was like going, oh, I don't, it was like a soy nod type thing. I can't possibly be able to look at these. But yeah, it makes more sense that he's just like, yeah, I don't want to have these on my computer or whatever, how it was accessed. God, she's so dishonest. I did, because the way it was presented, it seemed like the point was he was going, these are too disgusting for me to even look at. But what he was actually saying was, no, I don't want to have these on my, computer in any fashion. Like, don't send me the screenshots because I don't want them stored on my computer in any way, shape, or form. Which is much more reasonable. Fuck, man, that's wild. God, it's so funny looking at this in more context, because that whole video just starts to crumble.
It's not that he was so torn up about my disgusting Discord, as is insinuated in the video for some reason. If OT was really so disgusted with me and how I run things, isn't it odd that we've been close friends for the 2.5 years after this happened? It's a very odd thing to try to twist in her video. Of course, she would retell the story quite differently to anyone who would listen. Here's a screenshot where she's sharing that same group call and saying, "This is that call where I railed Click for not doing anything for months." Note that this date is in October, a couple of weeks after we had left Sad Milk. The statement about us leaving was made in November, but we had actually...
Oh my god! That is unreal.
left a month prior. So the twisting of these events have been going on for quite a while. As for the staff member sharing inappropriate artwork in Discord, this happened about 5 weeks prior, so I'm not sure why it's being tied into all this, but I can say from experience with running Discord servers that it happens every few months that a staff member misbehaves and is removed from the team. Oftentimes, it leads to a couple of staff members getting removed, as troublemakers tend to enhance each other. This specific individual was removed from the team by me. The individual had been slowly spiraling, starting off with passive-aggressive behavior towards other staff and minor misdemeanors. When they failed to improve their behavior after a feedback session, and also got worse when they started sharing not safe for work artwork in staff chats, they were removed. I think it's an important specification that it was lewd artwork and not real-life nudes. I actually talked to Illuminaughtii one-on-one about this very thing. As you can see from this chat, this was already resolved a while back by that time. In the same conversation, we also talk about the out-of-context other screenshots she shared in her own video. It's odd, if she wanted to paint a full picture of these events, she didn't include my own words on the matter, but just insinuations.
Yeah, that's actually true. Listen, this is all dumb fucking shit or whatever, right? But, like, why didn't she just include, like, it... It's pretty, like, she's got DMs with this guy talking about these matters. The only reason you wouldn't include them is to not paint the full picture of what happened. And again, as I noted when I covered the video itself, she didn't include the original tweets that she'd made at Legal Eagle. Those were omitted from her little document that she did. So it seems like she is someone who is willing to omit things that don't benefit her narrative in, like, a favorable way, or, you know, is willing to not paint the full picture to make it look a certain way. Yeah, she's just like a very dishonest person from the looks of it. Well, she didn't show any DMs from this guy, none at all, when she had, like, backwards and forwards from, like, the day seemingly it happened or the day after, that she could have easily shared and gone, oh, look, here's what he said about it. But then that's not good for the narrative, is it? And that crying at the end, the crying she did at the end, super manipulative. Also, people are like, is she going to respond to this? She won't respond to this, I don't think, at this point. Because she said, I'm going to talk about this once and move on. You know, presumably she knew that the people involved would respond, but now she can just, if anyone asks her about it, I've already covered it, that's my video about it, I'm not talking about it more. Because how can she possibly respond to this now, when he's showing evidence that, you know, it happened when I was, my time zone, it was the middle of the night, so I was asleep. Obviously, it's difficult to prove that years after the fact, but it makes sense that he wouldn't be awake at 2 a.m. Unless he's on some sort of degen schedule, I guess. You know, and then there's the messages that she didn't include.
Words she had access to this whole time. We did set up a rule set after the event occurred that the mod chat should live up to the same standards as the rest of the server rules, to avoid people getting carried away with their friends in mods chats. Furthermore, the individuals who partook were directly talked to and accepted that what they had shared wasn't server appropriate. I do also believe we demodded one of the instigators, who was a bit of a troublemaker, but it's a long time ago, I don't recall the names. Again, this is a situation I personally addressed once it was brought to my attention. It sadly happens sometimes that people in your community do or say things that you yourself don't endorse or or stand for. I think every creator can relate to that fact. I think it's about how you build your community in general, what values you endorse, and how you act when situations happen. Because situations will happen. And to be clear, the chats were cleaned out because I wanted to ensure the chats were as safe as possible. In retrospect, I do believe the situation escalated to the point it did, so she could replace my staff and have more control over my Discord and community. But it's hard to tell if it's intentional or a byproduct of just constant conflict escalation and nitpicking. And if you still don't believe me, you can check out my Discord yourself. It's linked in every description of my channel, and my staff and I do our best to make it as wholesome and supportive as possible. We have chill chat rooms, meme channels, a Minecraft community server, art contests, edits and fan art sharing, stream clips channels, you name it. It's just a good vibe. So I'm surprised it's being painted in such a dark way when it's right there. You can actually just go look. Nice little Discord plug. Hashtag sponsored by my Discord, heck yeah. Number 2, click using abhorrent language.
Oh, here we go.
Content warning, mention of slurs.
Oh, yeah. So basically, one of the things she said was that you were saying retard or something, and that was bad. I actually watched, I think it was, Turkey Tom was responding to it, and when that came up, he was like, oh my God. And it's like so true. Like, what, like, imagine like complaining about the word retard and acting like he's saying the fucking N-word to a black person or some shit.
I will be brief here, because there isn't really much substance. She claims I was tossing around slurs when gaming with friends. The only evidence she has in a group chat where she's talking to Adiwazi when gaming with friends. The only evidence she has in a group chat where
It was cool because I think that's what it's about. I made it clear I was uncomfy with it while we were playing CNC, plus a silence should have been enough, but he still would say it, yes. Listen. Click's language barrier isn't an issue. He's known English for a while, and the R slur in Sweden was really frowned upon since the early 2000s. There's no way. Since the 2000s.
She's talking to Adiwazi, among a few others. So it isn't an actual receipt of anything I did or said. It's not even a conversation I'm in, but just a few anonymous names venting in a group chat. However, to try to make sense of this, I actually asked Oz about this screenshot directly, and he had this to say. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the R-slur thing was about. I not only don't have any memories of it, but would only have to assume based on my past actions that I either A. over-embellished to further feel accepted of the tone of one instance, never of course realizing the damage it would cause. I'm sorry about this if that is the case. B. Blair and I had discussions in relation to this and had created a behind-the-scenes narrative of what to say. This was also very common when we lived under the same roof. C. There was also watching how Blair would twist and omit truths to people. While I don't have any direct proof of this, I will say that watching Blair just say the right amount of truth to people to get their praise and adoration may have swayed me to do the same. Edit, there's also a chance that you said this like way back in 2019. I think the language I used in the group chat was more to put distance between us, not great on my part. It would have to be one of those, or a mix, honestly, because I don't remember you saying it. Not saying it didn't happen, of course, but I don't have any memories of it. I'm sorry for the pain that comment cost, man. Apologies will never, of course, repair the actions that I have made, and when all this went down. I'm sure there is more shitty things I've done or said that I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember. As for Blair claiming you use abhorrent language such as the N-word, the only evidence she ever gave us was, by her word, claiming that when the two of you are playing Dark Souls 3, you refer to enemies or shadows or ash as N-lets.
What are these characters? Are they like little are they little like black things or something? Is that
or something along the lines of that in December of 2019. This was not brought up until after Sandmilk split. And to be clear, I don't hold a grudge about this against Oz in the least. I can't say for sure, but to me it looks like Oz was just being pushed to prove his loyalty in a way. I wish you all the best, man, and I hope you get to rebuild your channel or whatever you want to do with your life. Before we move on, I'm just gonna point out some funny hypocrisy. She said she would never be friends with someone that used that language, yet she regularly played games with me as a friend during this time, where I allegedly kept on saying these things. Which one is it? I don't think you can have both. And to add an extra layer of transparency on my own behalf, I didn't actually know the R word could be considered derogatory up until maybe 2020. So it's possible I said it before that point, but I don't recall specifics. When people came to me around this time and told me they had had a word used against them simply for being neurodivergent, I was surprised, as that had not been the case around me when I grew up.
Listen,
but I personally stopped.
He didn't get the memo. Times have changed. We're back with that word again, okay? Times have changed now. We're back on the retard train.
Using it in my content or for posts I read out, and and also did my best to remove jokes containing the word in older content, simply because I didn't
I've
want
been
my
there,
community
brother.
to get the
I've
wrong
been there.
idea about the values I held. I personally don't find the world too outrageous and still hear it on a regular basis
Okay.
on YouTube or in the online world, but I did opt out of using it in my content after this was being brought up to me by my fans. 3. She regrets our friendship.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, that's a pretty reasonable position if he wants to cut it out of his content and but doesn't think it's like outrageous. Because the way it was being described was like it was outrageous, and I just think that's crazy to think it's outrageous.
And regrets helping me fix my wrongful channel termination due to the events mentioned. Content warning. It sucks to have your channel deleted. I don't know, man. This is just a punch under the belt, isn't it? Why was this in the video? To be clear, my channel was restored by the help of my network, which is a service I pay for. She might have tagged YouTube on Twitter or chatted with support, and I appreciate my friends who had my back throughout all this. I even thanked them in my return video, her included. Here it is. But the fact remains, she wasn't the one who saved my channel. If you want to get into specifics, Oz and Salty are the ones who networked me with this network initially. But the rest was done by myself and the network. We fought for 3 weeks over Christmas to get my channel back. Very odd high horse to try to climb on top of and claiming I should have lost my entire livelihood because of the events stated earlier in this video. Jeesh, man. On a happy note, here's a little celebration chat I had with my network rep after we got the channel back. Whee! Emojis! Whoa! Number 4. The Illuminaughtii smear campaigns. Content warning, vulgar language, mentions of predatory behavior. These following screenshots are reflective of behavior I think we have all seen, that the community can and has attested to. Vague tweets happened, whether you were a former friend or a current one, so it was clear to anyone who had experienced this before. But it's the specific timing I would like to bring attention to. Here is Sadmilk posting on the 1st of November, 3:28 AM, that Salty Illuminaughtii will not be continuing the new journey with Sadmilk and we're leaving the channel. And here's a tweet from Illuminaughtii saying, casual reminder, pedophilia is never a gray area. It is wrong. If someone you know won't take action, then they are complicit to the problem, and so on and so forth, and here are some of the threads.
Jesus Christ! This guy was asleep as mods remove the person, and then they're acting like he's fucking just letting the map guy be around. Also, why is she using the term map? That's a bit weird.
Action, then they are complicit to the problem, and so on and so forth, and here are some of the threads. In isolation, there is nothing wrong with this statement. It's one that I obviously support. However, the timing certainly struck us and the community as odd. Immediately after announcing our departure from Sadmilk, within 3 hours, this statement was made by Illuminaughtii and retweeted by Sadmilk. This, as anyone would know, started many rumors. Worth mentioning, she also pushed Wonder to release a hit piece video on myself and OT back in 2021. When Wonder left, she retracted her support by removing her comment under the video. Wonder has since then retracted the video and apologizes for the false insinuation it contained, and I hold no grudge against him. I wish him the best in telling his own story and living his best life. He's a sweet guy who got caught up with the wrong people. She deleted the Sadmilk community tab after my Twitter thread, where I referenced her manipulation of comment sections and vague posting in order to spread rumors or manipulate the public image of us on the collab channel. So here's the deleted community tab, and the older screenshots I have from the community tab look like this. Better without click, and you can see there are multiple comments that ratio this. I mean, obviously the channel had a lot of my audience as crossover. And a couple hours later, oh my god, all the ratioing comments are just magically gone, so it looks like more people are hating on me than they actually are. Oh my god, how could that have happened? Oh, I guess we'll never know. I am worried I sense big drama, especially on Twitter. I didn't see the N-word in old videos, just saying. Oh damn. It's a little bit of sass, isn't it? And to clarify, back when I was a teen, I said some stupid things I'm not particularly proud of, things I no longer support. The statement she vaguely refers to was me quoting and referencing a movie clip I liked 12 years ago, and at the time I didn't really understand the concept of who can quote a bad word in reference to American culture. I am sorry about those statements, and I apologize to anyone who feels affected. I do not stand by it. I never intended any harm. I was trying, and failing quite miserably, to be funny. And to be honest, it actually feels good to talk about it, because she's held this over my head for 2 years. As people have started reaching out to me and other ex-members from Sadmilk, I now for the first time have gotten a proper look into the other side of this, and my suspicions of her being behind these rumors and smear campaigns is now confirmed. All these screenshots take place after we have left Sadmilk. We left in early October, and she posted about us leaving in early November. Here she is, hyping up people who simply got banned from, in this case, one
I'm just sitting with shit. Went down. Just her. They spend hours of their lives all to help some YouTuber they love and look up to it. The very least any content creator can and should do is give the teams the respect they deserve. Mods have always been the backbone of every YouTube, Twitch community. To disrespect them and try to just throw them away is insane. They're the ones who have the pulse of the community. Like, I'll never be able to properly thank my entire team, but my God, I'll try. This OT click shit has me heated. These stupid fucks. How could you not care about the people who care about your community most? How?
Topics Discord. They spend hours of their lives to help some YouTuber they love and look up to. The very least any content creator can do or should do is give the teams the respect they deserve. Mods have been the backbone of every YouTube community, and so on and so forth. Ah, this OT and click poo has me heated. These stupid fricks. Oof. How could you not care about the people who care about your community the most? How? I would like to point out the hypocrisy here, that in regards to my own Discord, she has been constantly suggesting me not being harsh enough. But when a staff member actually is kicked for breaking rules, she does this? Alright, here she is twisting the facts about the VC she had with OT around the time the PETA was banned around 2 AM. Note that the dates mean that she has been spinning this twisted narrative of what actually happened for a very long time, about 2.5 years. Here she is, still harping on the same Discord situations yet again, venting about it in some group DM. This is all after I had left Sadmilk. Venting and nitpicking my wording in a—
Jesus, okay. That was beating down some mercy. He says frick. He's saying frick because he doesn't. If you say fuck, that, you know, there's a lot of sensitivity around that world because YouTube are fuckheads. He's saying frick because he's worried about getting demonetized. Yeah, this Illuminaughtii person is fucking wild. Like, this completely recategorizes that video that she put out to a point now where I'm like, yeah, I don't, you know, I was like being critical of some elements, maybe, you know, defending her somewhat. I do not believe a single fucking word of that video now. And whilst there's two sides to every story, the fact that she presented stuff in such a dishonest way, and now looking at the full context, it's like a totally different conception of what happened. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, me too. I mean, obviously, you know, the difficulty is I needed this because it's like, right, now someone from the other side can explain it in a way that makes sense to me, where I can see the bullshit coming through. But just reading a Twitter thread or something doesn't really do it the same thing. But these receipts and stuff are pretty damning.
A DM. At this point, the argument isn't even if the situation was resolved or not. And to clarify, yes, I do think there is a distinct difference between personally targeting a minor with nudes or extorting them for nudes versus posting some random lewd artwork from Twitter in an inappropriate chat room. Both are bad, but they are not lewd a minor with nudes or extorting.
And from the chats I saw back then, it wasn't forceful, just a few friends sharing stuff without thinking that others are in the same chat. It's bad and was addressed both by them person and the staff announcement clarifying adults, but not yeet them in an instant kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What's the problem with that? Please note the final paragraph from him. Oh my God. He really thinks that inappropriately sharing something in a chat is not bad enough to instantly ban them? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable position.
Them for nudes versus posting some random lewd artwork from Twitter in an inappropriate chat room. Both are bad, but they are not in the same ballpark. Me clarifying that is a very odd thing to nitpick and vent about. Here's the same chat room again, twisting a joke from a collab video from myself and OT. Trigger warning, pedo stuff. We were watching an old video from OT and Click last night, and part of the discussion, they were discussing OT memes, and they made a driver of the free candy van joke. Holy poo! What the frick? Ah, really? A white van joke is your banger evidence? I mean, as if the Discord stuff wasn't already misinterpreted and overhyped enough. What is this? Are you serious?
White van jokes are like so typical. Like, that's a classic meme, isn't it? The white van thing. I mean, I need to see what it is, but like, yeah. So, like, the fucking anger and shit over the memes is wild. What the fuck?
Here's the same chat room again, in what I'm assuming is suggesting that my my god, I'm so down with the kids boomer joke from Twitter has pedo implications. Oh, the younglings think I'm so cool.
Okay.
Oh my god, if straws were growing on straws, this would be the straws that were being grasped at, man. What the hell? Here she is, leaking and nitpicking a message from me to my staff, proving that she did indeed have insiders in my mod team after she and I had parted ways and the crossover.
Oh my god. He just lied to his staff. She had insiders. This is obviously from some sort of moderation chat. So she did have insiders despite claiming otherwise. I hate shit like this, man. It's so annoying. I had this problem in my Discord. Little fuckers leaking the fucking mod chat because DK had a schizoid moment. I think I dealt with that drama like 3 separate times. Anyway, he just lied to his staff about what already happened. They weren't asked to leave. Oh, wait, I read that wrong, but he's pinning it on me. Thank you for the bids, Predator. Indeed. Gay ops indeed.
Staff had officially left. She says, yikes, and here is me saying that, oh...
Yeah, we had a mod, we had a couple of mods leave. I think there's a couple of mods that just, like, you know, got mad at certain things and left, and other people were like, I'm not really moderating anyway. And we've got new mods in place now. To be honest, as bad as a reputation as my Discord has, it's like not too bad. Well, they're saying that someone apparently got suspended today for trying to spell out an F word tower. As in the F slur for gay people. So maybe I'm a bit wrong on that.
Oh yeah, you notice the staff has left again. Basically what happened is that OT and I left Sad Milk. It was becoming an increasingly tense environment with the group, and at the end of the day we had no real option but to take a step back. With that change, not surprising that staff from Sad Milk was asked to leave, and I hold no grudge over it.
The Curry Jew Napalm Jungle event of 2022. Yes.
The positive side to this is we will have more freedom within our own ranks to form this place as we want it to be without too much influence from outside parties. Paired with that, I will now have more time on my hands and I can help with day-to-day tasks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in staff chats or DMs. I apologize for this rocky road and I hope it will be easier in the near future. I will also book yet another meeting, Lemao, in the near future. Love y'all. He just lied to his staff about what really happened. What, I just said that people left? They did though. They weren't asked to leave. Oh wait, I read that wrong, but he's pinning it on me. Why are you spying on my Discord, man? She's just spying on private conversation I'm having with my, like, 7 mods. Nitpicking specific wording. Yeah, I said she told her staff to leave because her staff left in the middle of the night without explanation. Nobody told me anything else. What exactly should I have assumed? All I had was this when I specified to the staff that they were still friends. I want to let you know that one topic and I are leaving Sandmilk. There's no bad blood, but the project's moving in a direction I simply cannot follow. I know this might cause some conflicting interest for the staff that are both here and in Sadmilk, and if you want to talk about it, I'm always open. In my book, you're welcome independent of what projects are happening. And they're saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay here, I'm your friend, blah blah blah. But when I took the screenshots, the names were already white. They left in the middle of the night, and the only context I had to this was a random piece of a no mic VC chat that read like this. What the, of course, I'm just confused, understandable. Has everyone left Click already? Okay, I'm gone. Team Blair all the way. F those dudes? Of course not. The Click is gonna be interesting from now on. Good luck with that. It's gonna be interesting. Any coffee for this Click was my original home, but still F him. So, I don't know exactly what was said about me, but I suppose her telling her mods how horrible I was, just as was done in her video, isn't technically asking them to leave, I guess. It's probably worse. Going back to the rumor machine, here's the same chat room again, digging through my very oldest content looking for dirt. Let's play Minecraft with Crazy Part 2. Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. Ah, the R word is here.
Oh my god, what is this? Again, here's the video still up with the Arsler at 340-ish. That is a 10-year-old video, irrelevant. What? Imagine digging through 10-year-old YouTube videos to find someone saying retard. Yes, but it should be removed and not monetized. I understand it's old, but why? Not why it's still up. This is fucking... What is going on here, man?
Minecraft Alpha 1.2.6. Jesus Christ. I was a high schooler in like 2010 playing Minecraft for my like 12 followers. Oh... And here's the chat that keeps going. Ever since she made some announcements, some fans are putting it together. While I am mostly the big bad bish, some are figuring it out. Listen, I have Click on video saying the F slur and R slur. He will put himself up with his own ego like I won't have to do anything of that. He's gonna muddy his own hands and unravel it himself. Oh yeah, it's in his old videos. They are still live on his channel.
Damn. This is a pretty damning video. This looks so... Illuminaughtii looks like a petty bitch. God, I'm so glad he released this video because it's painting things in such a fresh light for me.
Hobbies are a good way to spend your time? What the hell? And this is her just hyping people up to be more hateful towards me because of my old bad jokes when I was a teenager. So much for this just happening to come out when I left Sad Milk. This, to me, looks like a very planned smear campaign, and she had a very big hand in it. Here is her talking again. I'm a
Doobie, come on. Can we stop with the fucking silly baiting now?
Level with y'all here, reading through the things and seeing this person in the chat excusing Click saying the R slur because it was 10 years ago, and it's irrelevant as super yikes to me.
I saw someone describe Illuminaughtii as like a chameleon. And I think this is like a very good observation. Bear in mind, this is the person that used to be on Tommy C's channel. Tommy C being like an edgy commentary guy. And, you know, being in the SJW character. That's what character she played. And then when it's convenient, it's, you know. Even in my soyest moment, I never would have been cared about someone saying retard 10 years ago. I was saying retard fucking in 2010, 2011 to my neurodivergent ex. I called her a retard loads. Like, how could you care about something that happened 10 years ago?
Again, I'm the same age as Click, and that word wasn't even in my vocabulary. Not 10 years ago, not now, because it was never appropriate. And here is the same chat keeping going, digging through even more of it. It's like, oh, here's another video where there was a bad word. It turns out even the random allegations against mine and OT's podcast we had to address last summer originated from this group. With the same people involved hyping up the person making the allegations both publicly and privately, at least according to people that have come forward to me. So based on what I have seen, she along with some staff and...
I don't really use any slurs, but I'm sorry. I don't mind, like... Use whatever language you want at the end of the day. You know, if you don't want to use certain words, I'm totally chill with that. Like, don't use certain words. It's the browbeating and being bothered so hard, especially with stuff that's so long ago. That's what makes it even crazier. Like, imagine caring about someone saying retard in a Minecraft video 10 years ago when they were a high schooler. It's just insane. It's like, it's just wild to me. I think when it comes to like language, there's a reasonable expectation that if you're close with someone, you know, if you're close to someone, Destiny has said you have to stop making lav content. He's given you an official warning. I'll make whatever content I want. I don't fucking care what Destiny's warning is. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of bored of the lav content anyway. Like, people are like, oh, watch this thing she did on fucking whatever. I'm just like, really? Like, maybe, if there's like no other content to cover. But yeah, people are like really keen to see more lav content. But yeah, I don't know. It's the same stuff. I've seen someone put something on my Discord of like saying more shit about Hassan, and it's like, what loop are we on now on the Hassan allegation? Anyway.
Others would sit in this chat and just hype up each other's hatred for us, grasping at straws. And if this wasn't enough, here's a former staff member of hers getting paid to sift through raw audio recordings of me looking for dirt, more specifically the R word. I needed to work with this person to help me find Click saying the R slur in Sad Milk's raw audio. I can do that, just let me grab a shower and I'll be down. She claims he said it in a Sad Milk video, but
Jesus Christ. She's fucking psychotic. I'll pay you $200 to find a send retard. Imagine that.
I can't remember which one, and she's over her head. I'll pay you $200 to find it, and here's the payment.
Oh shit!
I mean, this is just an example. I'm sure there's more, which I don't have a problem with the word R, but she does for some reason, even though she uses it in private. Oh my god, is this like serious drama? At this point, it's like, am I supposed to take this seriously, man? And to be honest,
wait,
I don't care, even though she uses it in private. But she does for some reason, even though she uses it in private. Oh my god, is this like serious drama? At this point, it's like, am I supposed to take this seriously, man? And to be honest, I don't care if she uses the R word behind closed doors, but also to be this up in arms about it when others do it, that's just like rampant hypocrisy, man. Come on. She actually paid people to dig up dirt and run smear campaigns on ex-colleagues, specifically snooping through my oldest content, years of decade-old content, and compiling it. I was like in high school and still learning English, playing Minecraft Alpha. Are you... Oh my god! Some rounding off thoughts. If she genuinely was so concerned about me being harmful, why did she never do anything? If she genuinely believed children were being harmed in my Discord, or I was a rampant racist, a homophobe, ableist, why was the best thing she could do is start rumors, vent in Discord, and vague post on Twitter? Why would she do this? When I left, I wrote out a pleasant exit message detailing I still considered everyone friends. In our last DM together, I wished her the best. Why? Why would she go through all this trouble, even spend money just to try to ruin myself and
swear to
others?
God.
Why would she do all of this to someone who considered her a friend? Well, hello there. It's Click from the future here. I was just finishing editing this video where I got a few more things from ex-staff of hers and other people that have burned that bridge. The first couple screenshots is from one of her ex-admins showing that they did indeed reach out to me about the issues in the Discord, and here is me confirming that I did indeed address it. Here is that same person talking to Blair about the information in the Discord, claiming that I did indeed take action.
When was Click given the followers pedo behavior? Pretty much as soon as we got it, if I remember correctly. We gave him the blank stuff first, when we gave him to us. Then we found about it blank when we gave it to him. Then we found more, and that's when he modded blank.
When the information reached me. So that's all well and good. There is a second story basically confirming my innocence and that I'm not a horrific Discord owner. But what has me a bit surprised is the next few screenshots. Here is Illuminaughtii having a conversation with the same admin, sharing the same kind of, dirt digging old videos that we've seen previously in this video. And she says, 16 seconds, the alt account is gonna love this. In the next screenshot, you can see her writing out a draft. I saw in the Sad Milk announcement, I followed the milkman, now I'm seeing the comments. We all agree it's obviously not on good terms. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, etc., etc. This draft matches with one of the posts made by an alt account called Doobie Schmertz on Reddit, and this is the entirety of the post. This is the truth about Sad Milk. It really looks like creative differences is dumb AF. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, one topic, leaving his supporter server.
So, am I understanding this correctly? Illuminaughtii made an alt account to do some gay op shit on Reddit about the Sad Milk thing. Is that correct? Am I understanding that correctly? She's a fucking psycho. She's fucking psychotic. Dude, this guy's found some pretty good receipts. Fair play. That is like another level, man.
And then so on and so forth. And I was a big fan of the Click. I thought his streams were great, blah, blah, blah. But then I think Blair saw some of his streams. He did a stream where he watched him.
Is this another picture of Destiny? Why? Oh, man.
His old videos. So this is actually Blair on an alt account making the claims that Blair must have seen some of his old videos randomly. She totally wasn't paying people to dig up dirt. This is her on an alt account, spreading misinformation and trying to enhance her own image. Here's another little funny post from the same account where she forgot to switch accounts and interacting with the Animal Crossing subreddit, at least according to Oz. Here it keeps going. Hey, listen, Blair, I'm putting this all together. What kind of cover-up is this? Click was saying these bad things, created differences. Click is a liar. And not to reclaim someone topic is friends with someone while pretending to be wholesome and good. This is...
Well, the thing is like, you know, it's good that she apologized for the legal thing. Great. But in the video, she is, the fact she's not included the original Twitter post anywhere in the document or the video, it's just her trying to obfuscate the fucking crazy shit she was saying. She's trying to push this new narrative. She's trying to push this new narrative that, you know, it was about protecting her editors. Despite the fact, you know, despite the fact that it was nothing to do with her editors in the first place whatsoever. It was all about her content and her feeling like her nose was put out of joint because her content is being copied. And then obviously responding to the Twitter threads, it's tricky because I don't know the ins and outs of it. So it's good this video exists because I can see through the bullshit she was saying about this fella. And then in terms of the other guy who, you know, I mean, again, as much as I had some criticisms for the dude, how am I supposed to take anything that's said seriously when this guy is now unearthed and presented that she was pushing all these bullshit narratives about this guy, and to the point where she was paying people to dig up dirt on him and creating false Reddit accounts to post shit about him? Why would I take that person at their word at any angle? It doesn't make any sense. They're full of shit. Of course, the serfs are defending Illuminaughtii. Well, I'm guessing they're defending Illuminaughtii because, like, they've got this show with her and they don't want her to, you know... I mean, like, to me, why not just go, okay, I'm not getting involved in this? Why defending her so much when, you know, she's clearly a very dishonest person? But yeah.
Is all Blair replying to her own announcement under an alt account. And it keeps going. Click said the N-word and replies and claiming I'm not going to reply and I'm horrible. Here is a long post. I'm not gonna... You can pause it if you want to read the whole thing. I don't want to. Here is the same account, Doobieschmerz on Twitter. This was an account I remember distinctly from 2020, 2021. That was relentlessly... I remember distinctly.
I posted this on Reddit, and soon after these videos went private and a dumb non-apology was given instead by Click. You need to apologize for saying the N-word. You'll need to explain why you'd hide this. Why? Jesus Christ. This is Illuminaughtii on a fake account. I wonder how she's going to try and cover this one up. I mean, she's probably just going to ignore it. These are way too damning. Best just to ignore it.
From 2020, 2021, that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, ex-Sad Milk members, community members, staff, you name it. You name it. At the time, I wrote it off as a disgruntled troll with a little bit too much time on their hands and tried my best to ignore it. This was Blair all along. She was making alt accounts to spread her stuff because she probably knows deep down inside that the stuff she was digging up on me and all the stuff she was doing was so petty that she could never actually make a public statement of it. So she did this just to get back at an ex-colleague. She did this. She paid people to dig up dirt, make alt accounts, harass me for months. Why? Why? And it keeps going. Here it is on Twitter, tagging me, tagging herself. It's tagging Deaf Noodles. Here it's tagging Midnight Palma, Damien. It's tagging a bunch of people from the community and Salty. It's tagging Amanda the Jedi. We had her on the guest on the podcast, and you come after Amanda the Jedi?
Holy shit. Honestly, I listen, the L I would say I would happily take in this. I just didn't realize how insane this Illuminaughtii person was. I just thought they were like some retarded leftoid with some dumb takes. They're like they're like schizophrenic. They're nuts. The only thing I'm thinking is that anyway, there's a mistake and this isn't her alt account. It just seems so damning that like the quoted text he showed was from this alt account, word for word. Yeah, fucking crazy.
Here's Vamps getting the same posts. Here, arguing with a bunch of fans. Here's one topic with his wholesome the Halloween special. Oh, doobie schmerz. Right there. Well, isn't that just wholesome and sweet? Here's Anne Mine with a cute artwork about myself, OT and Salty. And yep, Illuminaughti's right there with her alt account. Posting this slanderous video that she edited together, collecting all the worst things she deemed from stuff I said when I was barely of legal age. And it keeps going. Here it keeps tagging one topic. Here it's tagging Blair again. It goes on. It keeps going. This isn't some small YouTuber beef. This isn't people being angry at each other because, ooh, someone did a bit more.
He's losing with the act. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. It is a bit alty, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. He probably is like playing it up a bit. I think that there's probably some truth to the fact that like he's seen all this now and he's realizing like I'm guessing that he found all of this from digging into it and realizing this was like her old account. So he probably is like, what the fuck, you know? Like realizing it after all this time is kind of crazy.
Work in a project or not.
He's like a wholesome guy, whatever, yeah. Not really what we're used to here.
I need a break, man. I need a break. I'll add this part to the video, and I'll let the rest of the video play out as it was originally.
Doobie Schmerz. Yeah, that's confirmation there. Look, so they're sharing the screenshot, and it's got how it would look if it was your profile. It says edit profile there. With oh no, that's pretty fucking damning. Please fucking stop what you're doing. Okay, I cannot fucking handle this. Okay, let's let it die. I'm not fucking able to record because of this stress. Okay, I'm pulling back. Work with him. Okay. This person is nuts.
Chapter 5, some other comments. Content warning, self-harm and depression. Her video goes into a few more topics, how she wasn't paid, even though her own screenshot shows me resolving the payment after I had issues with a credit card, along with offering to help out further. And also some out-of-context schedules, which I have no idea when the screenshot is taken or of exactly what. I have no real interest in addressing it, to be honest. It's just he said, she said stuff, and I think I've shown enough in this video to clear my name and show that she has consistently presented half-truths and twisting events to their worst possible interpretation. My intention is that this is my last address of this situation. But I would like to quickly comment on other parts of the video. What she did to Wonder is the most gross expose I have ever seen. Not only does she openly share his potential suicide note, she also shares images and talking points suggesting this man is at the end of his rope. Kicking downwards is an understatement. Some people are commenting how she bought a nice car and leased to him and gave him a job. And I would like to point out that this in of itself is quite charitable. However, it comes with the cost of full control of his life. She is not just his friend, but his landlord, car leaser, and boss. Any conversation or disagreement would be very far from a peer-to-peer interaction. And if she really wanted to help a friend who needed a car, why not just buy a used one and write over ownership of it? It's cheaper, less dependent, and aware. Doesn't matter. The whole thing.
That's basically what everyone said about it. I remember I was like, why would you buy a fucking $60,000 BMW? Just get a fucking little runaround, A to B, easy. Okay. Oh, man, do you think... She's evidently a very manipulative person. Do you think that she got the expensive car because she felt that would be another thing to hold over them? Is that at least a possibility, do you think? Well, I know you want to disagree with me, but think of your car. I don't know. Like, is that a possibility? I just don't see why you would like. I just don't see why you would do such a stupid thing. Like, you just get them a shitty car and be like, "Oh, you go. At least you got something to drive around in." Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, but that again paints a very different picture to the generous act of giving them a car and then taking the piss. Hmm.
Seems very fishy to me, but I will let wonder speak for himself. She also dodged Oz's entire statement, which, yeah, I'll let him tell his side of the things too. My only personal wish is that she just stops. Stop obsessing over people in Discord. Stop trying to spin a narrative or dig up dirt just because someone left your collaboration channel. We just want to be left alone. Finally, I would like to thank my community for being respectful and patient, both towards myself and others throughout this whole ordeal. And I'm looking forward to getting back to business as usual and posting my silly videos and streaming video games. And as a small side note, just to address potential comments that might come up, yes, this video is monetized to ensure it's not throttled by YouTube, because I actually want people to see it. Now, I am gonna go get drunk, and I'm gonna touch grass. Take care, and have a...
Okay, there we go. Wow. Pretty damning. What did I wanted to look at? Oh, no, we've already confirmed that was highly, I mean, it's like 99% of her account. The only thing is someone else shared. I was like, I don't know. See, that is an alt account. I think there's no denying it. That's mental. Setting up an alt account like that. Well, there we go.